So welcome to the Saturday morning question and answer for Saturday, September the 27th. My name is Cindy Hall, and I am one of the corporate mentors here at Cornerstone. Everybody is welcome to be off of mute and have your video on. We'd like to see you if you'd like to share your face with us. And basically, this is just a roundtable question and answer. It's open for any type of questions, and I'll do my best to try to answer those for you. So we'll just get started. Whoever wants to ask the question, you are welcome to come off of mute and ask, or you can put it into the chat and I can read it either way, whatever works for you guys. And Justin, who's with us, is also one of the mentors for Cornerstone. So got a few more people coming in right at noon.
Well,
Good morning, Jennifer. You are welcome to take yourself off of mute, and we're just getting started. You can ask any type of questions you might have, and I'm going to do my best to try to answer those for you.
And I should know this one, Cindy, but I know you do a lot of the casino bookings or group bookings and things like that. I've got to call the group's reservation because this cruise I'm booking, they're wanting to go November 6th. I'm going to have to call the group's reservation to put them into the Travel Leaders Network group for them to get that $50 amenity, correct?
Is this a casino booking or just
It's not a casino, it's just a regular booking, but I'm trying to get it put in the group booking so I can give them that $50 instead of me having to give 50 out of my commission.
You should be able just to do it online, like right after you create the booking. Just click that box over on the left that says move to headquarter group, and it will show you the headquarter group, and you just click it and say okay.
I can put them in that before making. Can I put them in that before making the deposit though?
No, I think you have to make the deposit.
So make the deposit because it takes away the trip protection. So
it'll add it back though.
Yeah, but it's got to be paid in full because it's going out November 6th. So that's where I'll get confused at.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
I'm waiting on the groups to call me. So
yeah, normally what I do is I book it and then I'll move it over into the group. And
that's if you got time though. We ain't got the time. So okay.
But the $50 doesn't show up that day. It usually takes about 48 hours, and then you can go back in and do a new confirmation to send to your client that shows that $50 on there.
Yeah.
Because it won't show it on the initial one. Like I thought something was wrong the first couple of times I did it. I'm like, it shows to be in the group. And then I called and they're like, no, it'll just take a day or two. So
yeah,
it works.
I'm waiting on the group's reservation to call me back. So if I have to jump off, that's what's going on.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody have any questions this morning that I can try to answer for you? Good morning, Sandra, and welcome. You are welcome to take yourself off of mute, share your video if you'd like. This is just an open question and answer session. I got to have some questions to answer, so that's your guys' job, is to come up with some questions for me, some things you may be wondering about or need help with. Ask away, and I'll try my best to answer those questions for you. Glenn says hello to everyone. Hello, Glenn. Glad you could join us this morning. Let me ask you guys a question then, if y'all aren't going to ask me any. If you would just put it in chat or say it out loud. How long have you guys been with Cornerstone? Are you all like brand new, like you just signed up last week, been here a couple of months, or what type of time are you looking at? All right, Sandra has just started a couple weeks now. Justin is an old timer. He's almost back to the beginning. Penny in June. Glenn a couple of months ago. Jennifer's been around a while, since April. So I'm assuming that everybody has completed their training, done the new agent onboarding, finished your first 30 days? And have any of you booked travel yet or been able to enter anything into tests? All right, good job, Glenn. You'll get a lot of information on the onboarding class. We'll go over the website and where to find things, how to get started on your training. So Sandra hasn't booked yet. She's still learning, and you will still be learning years from now because it never ends. There's always something to learn, either with suppliers or through Cornerstone. And Penny, looks like you have done some booking, so that's great. Glenn has a question if it's better to have virtual business cards or physical cards when you're trying to get your name out there. I honestly can't answer that because I've only ever had the physical business cards. I've always got some in my pocketbook, my phone, phone case. My husband carries them with him. That way, if I bump into anybody, I've got it right there handy and can hand it to them. I'm not sure the virtual ones. I don't know. Have you used
I
them,
have
Justin?
both. Yeah, I have both. I have a QR code in my wallet on the app, or the Apple Wallet. So if I don't happen not have any business cards, and I can't remember where I had this done, but you can't see it. It's
No, it doesn't
yeah,
show.
there it is. It's just a QR code with I can have information. They can share their information with me if they say yes, I definitely want to book. Contact me, or I can just give them my information and it'll come to me, or it'll go to them. I can't
That's
remember who I
nice.
done that through.
I was gonna say, I have a QR code on my actual business card that people can scan. That
There's
takes them to my
Royal. I'll be back.
website. But I know I've seen all kinds of different ones advertised, the virtual, like a virtual bracelet or something that puts it on a bracelet and you just tap it to them. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's see. All right. Justin had to hop off. He's getting a call back from Royal Caribbean, which is a good thing. Does anybody have questions about tests or entering travel into tests? Have you all watched the video training for that? All right, Sandra, good that you've watched it. So I'm guessing it made sense to you. And then that's always there that you can go back to as you're putting things into tests. If you have questions, you can kind of just run that video at the same time you're entering things. The major thing that you want to make sure that you do is to get your travel into tests, because if you do not put your bookings into tests, you will not get paid, because that's the only way that Cornerstone knows who the booking belongs to. All right, let's see. Check. Annual travel insurance for agents. I personally have a policy with Allianz, is who I use. They have an actual travel agent policy for a smaller amount, but I had a trip just a few weeks ago. We went to Europe and did the Greek Isles cruise. And so I purchased an annual policy that had a larger amount that was covered because my travels were in excess of what the travel agent policy would have paid. Your other choice would be for Chubb, which is our other insurance provider. And I priced it both ways, and I think the policy on Allianz came out a little better for me than the other one. So that's what I ended up purchasing. Okay, Tanya said that she's watched the video and has used it. The new updates are a little wonky still, it seems, when she first logs in. The trip displays only one of the three that she currently has. And when she selects something like the dashboard and then goes back to trip, it updates and shows all three. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully they'll get that worked out fairly quickly. I haven't had that issue that I know of. I was in there yesterday, but I've got to go in and enter a couple of trips that I booked earlier this morning. So I'll look and see if it's having that issue for me. And I would just also say, as far as test goes, for myself, my best practice is as soon as I book the trip, I mean, the minute I hit enter for their payment, I go straight into test and enter all my trip information, my booking information. Because for me personally, I know if I don't do it that way, I will take another phone call or let my dog outside or something's going to happen. And then I'm going to completely forget about it. And then 90 days after they travel, I'm going to be saying, where is my commission? And it's going to be my fault because I didn't enter it. So I do mine as soon as I enter it. The reason I said I have to go back and do a couple that I did this morning is I was literally booking them 5 minutes before we started. So I've got to do that as soon as I get through. Other people that work full time or have other things going on with kids and family and all that, I understand you can't do that immediately every time. And so a lot of people do a Saturday or a Sunday as their catch-up day, and that's when they go back in and they enter everything for the week and, you know, get everything caught up. So that may work better for you to do it that way as well. All right. Sandra says she has a friend who wants to book a family trip in 2027 on a Disney cruise. She will start that training soon. What other tips do you have for that specific cruise line? Honestly, when I started back in December, I think I have done every training for every cruise line there is. And I did not do Disney because I felt like I would never book a Disney cruise. My kids are all grown. My grandkids are older. We've already done all the Disney stuff. So I did not do that training. Then one day at church, the lady said, hey, my daughter wants to book a Disney cruise. Can you do that for her? And I'm like, sure, I can. And so I came straight home from church, did my training, got everything ready to go as far as that. And I followed up with her 2 or 3 times, and she's like, well, they're waiting on another couple to decide. So I still haven't booked that Disney cruise, but it does look like an amazing cruise for people that have loved Disney, first of all, and that have younger kids. And there's also, you know, I've seen several adult couples that just rave about Disney. They don't have kids or anything, but that's the ship that they prefer to do. So I don't have any specific ideas for you on that other than to do the training and then maybe join some Disney cruise Facebook groups just so you can see what others are saying and doing and making recommendations. And they probably have a Disney travel advisor Facebook group as well. That would be a good thing to join. Glenn is saying he needs to start putting his in first off so he doesn't forget. Right now, he is planning voyages and Princess, thinking about doing Oceana and MSC as well. So yeah, I would take them, Glenn, one at a time, maybe two at a time, do the entire training for the whole thing, get your, the high certificate that they have, and then move on to the next one. I just find for myself, it's easier to do that. It's easier to keep it straight. Because if I'm trying to do two different ones at the same time, I'm trying to remember which one does it this way and which one does it that way. And it's hard to get everything straight in my mind. If I complete one, then I kind of have it down as far as, where they sell to and what type of ships and everything. And as you complete the training for each one, they also offer little travel agent perks. For instance, Royal Caribbean, when you finish their highest training, you get free Wi-Fi and a $50 onboard credit for one cruise per year. So that's something that they give you. Carnival will give you, I can't remember what, like a small percentage off or something. Princess, when you finish their training, which is very intense and long, and it's a good training course. When you finish it and have a couple of cruises booked, you can qualify for a free cruise through Princess. It has to be approved by Cornerstone, and it can be anywhere from a 3-night cruise on to a several-week cruise. You just have to pay taxes, port fees, and sometimes there's a little bit extra. So it's not really free because you're always going to have your taxes and port fees that you're going to pay. And yes, you can count personal bookings towards the 2 bookings that you need. They just have to be booked since you became a travel agent. It can't be something that you booked before and transferred in. Sandra, as far as the TA insurance policy, you will have to, I did not read all about the TA policy. I did just a regular annual policy, and myself and my husband, and if I had kids 18 and under, would all be covered under the same policy for one price. So. Well, Glenn, it sounds like you've been busy training, dude. So you've got a lot of different ones already taken care of. So that's good deal. You might also, if you're doing cruises and that's going to be your travel niche, you also want to do at least a couple of consolidators. And what I mean by that is suppliers that you can book multiple components to travel through. For instance, I'm going to use Expedia TAP as an example. Through Expedia TAP, you can book airlines, hotels, resorts, rental cars, shore excursions, and tour type deals. So those are always good to have because not everybody sails within an hour or two of where they live. Some people have to fly in. Other people like to go early to check out the port area or the city or town near where they're traveling from. So those people are going to need hotels. And you want to book those hotels for them so that you can make the commission. So you'll definitely want to have at least 2 or 3 that you can compare prices through. Expedia TAP, price agencies, maybe Beds Online, something like that. And I always check at least 3 different suppliers to see who gives me the best price for my client, number 1, and number 2, who pays the most in commission. Because you can have 2 hotel rooms, same hotel, 2 different suppliers. The price can be within $1 or 2 of each other, and the commission might be $10 through one, and it might be $20 through the other. So I'm booking with the one that's paying me $20, not the one that's paying me $10. So always in your best interest to look at more than one supplier. Same thing with resorts. all inclusives. Because one company may pay 10%, another company may pay 20%. So always look at those things, because you want to get paid for your time and you want to make the most money that you possibly can. Let's see, travel stuff, I'm staying up to date. How can I register for Expedia Travel Agent Affiliation Program? So Expedia is going to be Expedia Tap, and you're just going to go into the agent access into suppliers, and you're going to pick Expedia Tap. You're going to sign up that way, and that's where you will book through. You don't go to the regular Expedia site. If you book anything through the regular Expedia site, you're not going to get paid commission. So you want to make sure you book it through Expedia Tap. And then within that program, you can send a link to your client, and they can click on that link and they can go in and search for what they're looking for as far as shore excursions or whatever. And they can book those direct and pay for them online. And then you'll just get a notice that your client booked this and you entered in the test and you get paid for it. Same thing with Viator. Those are great ones to use for people that are doing cruises. The only cruise lines that pay anything for shore excursions, MSC pays a small commission if it's booked prior to the customer sailing. Other than that, no one pays for commission on shore excursions or drink packages or anything like that. So you want your clients to book through Expedia Tap, Shore Excursions Group, or Viator. That way you are getting, excuse me, you're getting 10% commission off of those. And I know a lot of people want to stick with the cruise lines because the cruise lines try to scare everybody into, you know, if your tour's late, we're not waiting on you, you're going to get left. The Shore Excursions Group and Viator both offer return to ship guarantees. Personally, I can tell you I've done getting close to 40 cruises now. 2 of them we booked through the cruise line. It was the very first couple. And since then, I've never done a shore excursion through the cruise line. We've done everything independent, Viator, Shore Excursions Group, Expedia Tap. Just did probably 5 tours when we were in Greece and Rome. We have never come close to missing the ship because those people count on the reviews that they get being good so that people will book with them, and they are not going to chance getting you back to the ship late. So I recommend that to all of my clients. They're normally cheaper than what it is through the cruise line, and they're normally smaller groups. As a matter of fact, 2 different tours that we did just a couple of weeks ago, we did a Segway tour, and it was supposed to be a group tour, and it ended up just being us and the other couple that went with us. And then we also did a bike tour in Greece, and it was just the 4 of us. And so it was just like a personal private tour just for our group. And if you do something like that through Royal Caribbean, you're going to be in a group of probably 20 to 40 people. And so it's just a lot nicer than the smaller groups, I personally think. Let's see. Okay, as far as the Agota or whatever for booking hotels and stuff, that's going to be an online travel agent. So you're not going to be able to book through them and get commission. So if you book through them, they are the travel agent and they are the one getting the commission. So you, they're not going to have a travel agent portal for you to use. You're going to want to book hotels and stuff through one of our suppliers that you see in the supplier list. The other 2 consolidators besides Expedia If you go into agent access, there's more than two. I mean, those are just ones that I named off the top of my head, but I use Price Agencies a lot. I use Expedia Tap. I've used RoomRes. I've used Beds Online. Any of those. Looking for a free cruise room in Miami. I can tell you from personal experience, I have stayed at the Hilton Blue Lagoon. They offer a free transfer from the airport to the hotel, and then they offer a paid transfer from the hotel to the port the next day. I think we paid, I want to say maybe $12 a person for the transfers to the port. And we stayed there 3 different times, and it was it's not like a 5-star hotel. It's maybe a 3.5, 4-star hotel, but I mean, it's nice and clean. So that may be one. Let's see. Any other questions anybody has? I book mostly cruises. That's my niche. But I have done probably about 6 or 7 all-inclusives now. I didn't know that I would ever book an all-inclusive. I've never stayed at one. I knew nothing about them. So when the first person contacted me, I just had to research, and basically just like I was going to book for myself, try to figure out where's the best area to stay, which is the best all-inclusive, that type of thing. And I've had one that's already traveled and they loved it. And then I've got about 5 more that are booked, but they won't be traveling until early next year. So I'm anxious to see and hear how those go. All right. Glenn's going to specialize in cruises and theme parks. And Justin was saying that he stayed at the Town Place Suites, Miami at the airport. It's a nice hotel, and they have a hotel transfer to and from the airport, but you need to Uber or Lyft for the cruise port. But he would stay there every time. So that's another good suggestion. I know if you want to actually visit in Miami, the Brickell area is a nice place to stay. It has a ton of restaurants and shopping within walking distance. We've stayed there a couple of times. And then, of course, a lot of people want to stay at the beach or on the beach, near the beach, but that's going to be super pricey. Anybody have any other questions you can think of? Anything you would like to share? Any successes you've had this last week? I just got back off of that vacation I was talking about. So I did 0 business from the 1st through the 15th. And so I was thinking this month was going to be a wash. But I booked a couple of cruises this week that just came up. And then this morning I had someone call me and wanted to book a Viking cruise. So I got that done right before we started. So it's shaping up to be not such a bad month after all. So. Tanya, on the Princess Cruises, I've only booked a few of those, but the codes are, it says fare comparison, I think. It's down on the bottom left side, like when you're booking. It either says fare comparison, fare codes, something like that, because I like to have never found that as well. And that it does list all of them. And I think you can click on it and then it tells you what it means. Let me Good job, Lynn. You'll have some sub-agents and start earning off of their commission. Let's see, if a cruise line has a requirement of booking 2 7-day or longer cruises in order to get to PhD level, do those cruises, if it's the cruise line that requires it, which is Norwegian, it's gonna have to be Norwegian cruises. So when you get, and I wanna say it's like 5 cruises to get to their PhD, because I've booked a couple through there and I still have not got my PhD. So yeah, Tanya says it is 5 cruises. That's what I was thinking, because I booked 2 right away. And I've booked a couple since then, and I'm still short from being able to get that rating. I was going to sign on to Princess right quick and see if I can see where that fare code is. Booking. Sorry, I'm putting in some generic information so that I can get to where those codes are at. All right. Okay, it is at the bottom, and it does say fair comparisons. And so when you click on that, it will bring up any promotions that they currently have. It will give you the expiration dates, and it will tell you the name of the promo. And so I just wanted to double check and make sure about that. So you can switch between the different promos and see if it changes the price. And then it also shows whether it's refundable or non-refundable as well. Let's see. The agency will allow you travel agent rates once you book 2 Princess cruises as an agent. All right, and Penny had to jump off, so so Tanya, you're saying that Cornerstone will allow you travel agent rates once you book 2 Princess cruises as an agent, or you're saying that Princess will allow UTA rates? The only way you get TA rates is once you've completed the training. If it's available, if there's TA rates available, then I thought that once you book your 2 Princess cruises, then you can get your free Princess cruise that is your reward for completing their training. And as far as the TA rates, I think those are available. Maybe it is 2 Princess cruises as well. I know Jill did 2 different weeks of training on Princess, because that's who she books with the most, is Princess. And those were in the last probably 2 months ago. You might look for those on the Wave Makers calendar or the online calendar that has all the training on it. Because she did one that covers basically the entire website, where to go to find things and all of that. And then the next time she also did a training on how to actually book cruises through them. And she specifically went over every little thing. So that may be something that might help you. Yeah, I've never seen that screenshot that you posted before. So I'm thinking we all have Polar Online access, and all the other stuff is for Cornerstone administration. Huh. Profile online stores. Let me look at mine. Did you just find it under manage my account, I guess? Yep, I only have the same exact thing, allow Polar Online access. And that is it. So I didn't even know that existed. All right. All right, well, that's good to know. But I also don't have the TA rates, and I have booked I have 2 Princess cruises booked. They haven't traveled yet, and they don't travel till 26. So I'm not sure how that works. So maybe I will send a follow-up email as well, asking about that. So thanks for bringing that to my attention. All righty, anybody else have any other questions? I am more than welcome to stay on for as long as you guys want to ask questions. If no one has any more questions, then I don't want to keep you either just hanging out, but I would love to answer as many questions as possible. Sorry, I was just checking chat to see if we had any other questions. All righty, well, if you guys don't have anything else you'd like to ask about, then I'm not going to keep you. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. As far as joining ASTA, I believe probably you would just go to their website, and you should be able to find there how to join that. Thank you, Sandra, for being part of the conversation. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and learn. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate it. All righty, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let you sign off and wish you all a great weekend. We'll be having a new agent onboarding on Monday. I believe there are actually 2 different ones. So if you have not done that yet, be sure and jump on one of those calls. Those were very informative and will give you a lot of information that you may not know where to look to find. So be sure and join in on one of those, and any of the question and answer sessions you can do during the week. Those are always great as well. So everybody have a great weekend. Bye-bye.